Have you ever wondered how I make money as a fitness professional? Today, I'm sharing with you just that. My income streams, my expenses, and 5 valuable tips that have helped me along the way. Welcome back to the channel. If you guys are new here, my name is Natalie Matthews. I'm an IFBB bikini pro, a vegan athlete, and a content creator. And this is my husband, George, who is my videographer and runs a lot of the business behind the scenes. I started my business in 2017, and over the last 5 years, I have grown it into a full-time job, projected to make over 6 figures this year. The purpose of this video is to share with you what I've learned over the years and hopefully inspire you guys to start your own business. So let's get started.
Okay, so say you're out, you're meeting people for the first time, and they give you the question, what do you do for a living? What do you tell people?
So this one's a tricky one because I do a lot of things. I'm a pro athlete. I have cookbooks online. I create content. And a lot of people like to use the word fitness influencer. I don't like using that word at all. So I guess I would consider myself a content creator. That's what I tell people. And I make money from creating content online.
So you mentioned that you're a professional athlete first, but do you actually make money as an IFBB bikini pro?
It's funny. I don't make any money as an IFBB bikini pro. Competing is super expensive, anywhere from $2,000 to $3,000 per competition. That includes hair, makeup, all the things that go into competing. And the payout for most of these shows is just a few $1,000s for only the top 3 athletes. So just to put things into perspective, at the highest level, at the 2022 Olympia, the winner made $50,000. Second place made $20,000. Third place made $12,000, fourth place made $7,000, and fifth place made $6,000. So as you can see, only the top bikini competitors in the world are making money from competing.
Okay, so if only the top bikini competitors are making money from the competition, do you just do it for the love of the game, or is there some other benefit to your business that you get from competing?
So I love competing. It's my passion, and I love sharing my journey to the stage. So I feel like competing gives me a platform to do that and create content online, which helps my business and helps it grow and make money as well as I do all that content.
Okay, so you don't make money directly from competing. But let's talk about how you do your income streams. Let's go from smallest to largest and talk about all the different ways that you do make money.
So my first income stream is Facebook and Instagram, which is less than 1%.
So if you're making only 1% of your income from that money, why do you spend a lot of time on those platforms creating content?
It's super important because I feel like it just helps all my other income streams, which we'll get into in a little bit. So with Facebook and Instagram, for the longest time, they were paying creators to create content, which was really nice because you would get like a small check at the end of the month. Now they're paying creators by doing subscriptions, or like subscribers can actually pay the content creator for their content, which is pretty cool.
What about you can do like sponsored posts too and work directly with
the brand.
With the brands.
Yeah, you can do that as an income stream as well. I rarely do that just because brands will be very particular in what they want, and it just becomes very inorganic for me. So I often say no, like I lose a lot of money in that way, but I just rather my content stay very organic in my page.
So when I was looking at the books for last year, it also showed that you made about 1% of your income coaching.
Yeah. When we were living in California and we owned the gym, I was doing a lot of in-person training, which was really fun. And it's a great opportunity for a fitness professional to make income. I haven't dabbled into the online fitness coaching just yet, but that one is also an amazing opportunity for content creators and people in the fitness world to make income. I know lots of successful friends that have done it that way.
So another income stream of yours was Amazon, where it showed that you made 1% of your income. So how does that Amazon affiliate program work?
So Amazon affiliate is such a fun platform. You can make any link of all of your favorite things online and just put it in your YouTube videos. I put it in my cookbooks as well. And it's just an easy way for me to make income from things that I use every single day. And the percentage is super small, sometimes like little cents, but it accumulates over time.
So all you have to do is put a link to some product you use. Somebody clicks on the link and Amazon gives you free money for that.
Pretty much. And the cool thing is they also leave like a window open whenever somebody uses that link. Even though they may not buy what I recommended, if they buy something else, you also get commission if they buy within that time frame, which is pretty cool. I feel like they really want to help the creators.
Yeah, so check all those links down below.
They're always in the
Start
description.
clicking on some things that actually know how this thing works.
Yeah, they're always in the description box below. Even when all of George's camera equipment is linked down there because so many people ask us, hey, what do you guys use? So everything's down there.
Put our new microphones up.
Yeah,
there.
we can put in our new setup, all of that.
All right, so your next income stream is affiliate marketing, where it says you make about 7% of your income through several brands that you do affiliate marketing with.
Yes, so affiliate marketing is basically you working directly with the brand, and they give you either a coupon code or a support link, and whenever you guys use my support link or support coupon codes, I get a bigger commission than if it were through Amazon affiliates. And it's cool because you're directly supporting the content creator, and I get to work with brands that I know and love, and they're carefully selected brands that I use every single day. I mean, I've been working with these brands for years now, so I love them, and it's very easy for me to share them in an organic way.
And we'll talk more about too in the tips. We have a lot of tips for affiliate marketing and how to do it the right way, so stay tuned for that. And then which brands do you work with?
So let's start off with Angel Competition Bikinis. Angels, I don't know if many of you know, but Angels was my very first sponsorship as a content creator, and they sponsored me before I even was a pro. So that was really unique of a brand to take a big chance on a small content creator like me at the time. But what they saw in me was that I would promote their brand every time I would go on stage, and I absolutely loved them. So it became a very organic partnership. So now I've been working with them since 2017, which is crazy to even think about. And I make a small commission every time somebody buys any bikinis that I use on the website, any jewelry. So when I do my prep series and you guys ask me, hey, Natalie, what are you wearing? I can say Angels, use my support code Natalie at checkout. And that's how I work with them. The next brand that I work with and we're both obsessed with is Pride Foods, which is a veteran-owned company, and they're amazing. They have rice products like cream of rice, and nut butters, and it's an easy way for me to create recipes and share them with you guys. Next is Pro-Tan, and Pro-Tan sponsored me right when I became a pro, and they provide me with all my tanning needs for competition day, and they're just amazing. They're the best in the industry, and I'm just super proud to be with such an amazing and reputable company. And same thing, I just share them on my vlogs whenever I'm in competition season and share with you guys how I use them. The next one is Good Cravings protein bars, which are absolutely amazing. They have 16 grams of protein and with ingredients that you can actually pronounce. It is really cool because it's made in Houston, Texas by hand, mother and daughter team, which is really cool to see.
Okay, so your next income stream where you make 7% of your money is YouTube. So this is the one I'm most familiar with. So the first thing you have to do is get monetized. So how do you go about getting monetized?
YouTube has different requirements. I believe one of them is just getting to 1,000 subscribers, which is very easy to do.
Right, and so once you get that 1,000 subscribers or whatever it is, then the cool thing about YouTube, unlike the other, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, is that YouTube pays you directly and depending on how the video does. So they have an algorithm which no one understands. But anyway, that algorithm either likes or doesn't like the content you create, and then it pushes it. And the more people that watch it and the more engagement you get, essentially the more money you get from YouTube.
Exactly. And not just watching the content, you get a bigger percentage if you watch the ad that's put in the video to the full capacity. Like, for example, if you pause the ad halfway and you click on the skip, you might get a smaller percentage of that revenue. So it just depends video to video. And like George says, it's a little bit tricky to understand.
Right. And we haven't had a viral video, but we've had some videos that have done pretty well. And with those videos and some of her other videos, like all the content that she has, it's interesting because even if we don't produce for that month or for a couple weeks, people are still watching the older videos or those videos. So YouTube is still giving a few $100s a month, even if we're not producing. I mean, we haven't produced a video now in
in like a month.
Yeah, we've tried this one a few times. It's been a couple weeks.
A simple way that you can support your favorite content creators is simply by engaging in the comment section down below. Take a moment to like this video. That means the world to us, especially when we're taking the time to create these videos and educate you guys on everything that we do. And subscribing to the channel, or if you enjoy the content, share it with a friend. That goes a long way, especially in YouTube. If they see your videos getting pushed more and more, they'll help you grow. So that's super important. So if you enjoy any content creators, just help them by giving them a like and a subscribe.
Okay, so your next income stream is another of the affiliate marketing, and that's BuffBunny, where you make 8% of your income.
Yes, BuffBunny collection has been just amazing. I started off with the brand just as a fan and a supporter of the brand. I would buy their clothing all the time. They saw me tagging them in posts and all of that, and seeing that I was wearing their clothing every single day, and then got really excited. So they reached out to me. And I've been working with BuffBunny collection since 2019, and I just love them. To this day, like, I just can't think of wearing anything else. But I work directly with the company, and it's been an amazing opportunity because whenever you guys support me, it just helps me stay with the brand. And we've been traveling to Houston with them, and it's just been a really cool thing.
So your next income stream, and I thought this was interesting, you make 20% of your income from affiliate marketing with LIVBody.
Yes, LIVBody and I have been working together since 2018.
Hey guys, my name is Natalie Matthews. I am an IFBB Bikini Pro, a vegan chef, and a LIVBody athlete.
For me, it was super important to align myself with a company that shared the same values that I had. And that goes with all of the other brands as well. But with LIVBody in particular, like, there's so many junk out there in the supplement industry. And I just wanted something that used clean ingredients, natural sweeteners, and that they actually had a protein that was really good, because so many vegan proteins out there are just not good. And for a recipe content creator like myself, it was important to have a protein powder that, you know, I could cook with, bake with, and share recipes with you guys. So LIVBody and I had just been like a natural fit. And it's just been amazing to work with them over the years, and super organic too.
Okay, so your next income stream, this is your biggest income stream, is ebook sales, where you made 56% of your income. So last November, you created your second ebook. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, I created the Fit Vegan Kitchen Cookbook. It was a labor of love. It took me like 4 years to make. So with the cookbook, it's interesting because
It was a lot more than 4 years.
It's interesting because you have to put a lot of work up front and then kind of see like flourish afterwards. So I did put a lot of years of like going to cooking school, creating these recipes, making sure that everything was on point. I'm a perfectionist, and I wanted every single recipe to be recreated at your house the same way that it was on mine. So I tested it so many times, and yeah, we finally got it out November of last year. And this is one of my biggest income streams right now. And it's all because of you guys. But this was also a cookbook that started because you guys asked for it. Over the years, I've always shared high protein fit vegan recipes. And I felt like there was a big piece missing in the fitness vegan community. And it was recipes that share high protein way of doing it. So that's what I did with this cookbook. And I'm so happy you guys are loving it.
And it looks very passive, but like she said, it took years to get there. And the amazing thing about the ebook cookbook sales is that since she did it, she was the photographer, she was the recipe developer, she was all that. I was the editor and had to read and fix all the different recipes, and that took a long time. And so now, essentially, with those ebook sales, it's almost 100% of profit, because the expenses we kept them very low and did everything ourselves. So that's the beauty of an ebook. And people ask a lot about a physical cookbook and why we haven't done a physical cookbook. And we've thought about it, but it's a lot more upfront costs, and you're making like pennies on a physical book without charging, some insane amount for a physical book. So
yeah, and you have to hire a whole team too to help you with that process. So it's a little bit tricky, something that we would definitely explore in the future. But as of now, the ebook is doing amazing.
So if you haven't yet, check out her ebook.
Check out my Fit Vegan Kitchen Cookbook, and I have a Puerto Vegan cookbook too.
So we've covered all of Natalie's revenue streams, and there are a ton more. There's stuff we talk about and think about doing every day. There's fitness challenges, there's physical products, people are doing retreats. We talked a little bit about sponsored posts. podcasts, who knows?
Who knows?
So there's all kinds of things you can do. You can take it in a lot of different directions. So let us know in the comments, what other revenue streams? What do you want to see? What should we explore? What should we do next? So the other side of the business, we talked about making money, but then the other side is the expenses. So for Natalie and I, our theory has been to really keep expenses as low as possible, and we do a lot ourselves. And there's some pros and cons to that. So for example, I'm the videographer, I edited the cookbook, photographer sometimes, I get yelled at, the copywriter, the English as a second language editor.
Yes.
So there's a lot of different things I do, and then what else do you do by yourself?
Well, I shoot myself all the workout content. I edit myself all the workout content. So it takes a lot of time when we choose to do it ourselves, but there's pros to it because we do save a lot of money in that aspect of things.
And we like it. Like most of the time we enjoy it, and it's fun doing it, working together on this stuff. It's a good creative outlet for us, but the drawback that a lot of people would say or a criticism we would get is that it's hard to scale when you're doing it all yourself. And it is, because there's only so much time. Like we could outsource the video editing, for example, or a lot of these different things and lose a little bit of the control, but it would be easier to scale. So that's something that we consider. But our expenses, mostly all we have is there's different subscriptions. So there's a lot of the music stuff. So like Music Bed, Epidemic Sound. I don't know. I've got a few. The Soundstripe.
Like MailChimp.
Yeah, MailChimp. There's the Adobe Creative Cloud. So all the Premiere Pro in the Photoshop, After Effects, all of that stuff, which is like $50-$60 a month. And then we just hired, our biggest expense right now is we hired an accountant. After years of me screwing up the taxes, we finally decided to spend some money on someone. And that's cost us about $500 a month. But in theory, that's going to end up saving us money because he's helping us structure our business in a way that is more beneficial for taxes and stop me from getting fines every year when I screw up the taxes. So I recommend that's one thing, even though it is a big expense, is try and get an accountant, someone to manage your books pretty early and help you with that business side of things. But really, that's it for our expenses. And it's about $2,000 to $3,000 a month at the most. Most of the time, it's right around $2,000. Okay, so we talked about all your income streams, the revenue. We talked about expenses. So we've kind of talked about the financials of the business. Now, what about the 5 tips? What would you tell somebody starting out in this, or what did you wish you knew when you started?
The first step is focus on building your audience first. So for years, I created tons and tons of content without making any money whatsoever. And I share my journey, share recipes, and it takes time to get to that point where you're actually monetized. So you have to be very patient. I like to look at it like building your physique. It's going to take a lot of time, and it's going to take maybe years. For some people, it might be a little bit quicker than others, but you just have to keep with it. But focus on building that loyal 100 fans first.
Yeah, and that's important in the beginning. When you're smaller, you have the time to engage with all these people, talk to them in the comments, answer every comment, do all those things. And yeah, like the YouTube videos, I mean, it took so many videos before you made $1. And we can put her income on the stream, kind of the graph of the first few years. And you can see for many years, we were working and working, not making anything. But we were just focusing on building that audience.
And building my audience has been the most rewarding part, because now I have supporters from all over the world that use my support links, watch this YouTube channel, even when it has nothing to do with either fitness or cooking. And they're just there. They come to my shows. It's super rewarding, and I made lifelong friendships from this. This is amazing.
Okay, so now that you've built your audience, tip number 2 is to build their trust. Tell me about that. How do you do that?
So this is something that I'm super passionate about and that I don't take lightly whatsoever, because if you have millions of people following you, but you don't have their trust, it means absolutely nothing. So this just means sometimes saying no to opportunities that don't align with you. So I had to say no to so many things, the tea companies that they're offering so much money, but I would never be able to sleep at night if I promoted that, because it doesn't align with my values. It doesn't go with what I'm about. I don't use the products, so it makes no sense. And I see a lot of influencers just going that route of saying yes, yes, yes all the time. And they're promoted by 5 different legging companies. And they're always claiming this is my favorite legging. you just lost your, audience trust because you promoted 5 different companies within 5 months. And which one really is your favorite? Do you actually use it, or are you just saying you like it because you're getting paid?
And that goes back to when we talked about the affiliate marketing, we were going to promise some tips. This is huge here because you see a lot of people that will jump from brand to brand to brand. And you can see what I think Natalie's done a great job of is she's been with all these brands basically since the beginning. She's grown with these companies. They're like a ride or die that she's supported, and they've supported her. And then because of that, you all, the YouTubes and everyone else, they trust Natalie when she says, hey, this protein's good, and I've been with them for this long, or these leggings are the best, and I believe in this company. And that makes a huge difference. And the other thing too is just on a personal level, be you. I think Natalie does a great job. People tell her this all the time, like when she meets people in person, like, you're exactly like you are on the socials, on the interwebs, on the internet. And I think that's so important. Like, if you're not funny, like, don't pretend to be funny. Like, if you don't know how to dance, don't do some bad dance before you lift weights in the gym. Like, don't do that stuff. Like, be who you are. And there's people out there that are going to resonate with you. So, like, really embrace that. Like, focus on your strengths and who you are, and just double down on that and being you. And I think people will respect you for it. Tip number 3 is to be anti-fragile. So basically, anti-fragile means no matter what happens, what kind of chaos, what kind of adversity, challenges, the company will not only survive, but it'll grow stronger. So to us, you can see how she has a ton of different income streams. So if all of a sudden, for example, YouTube decides to go away one day, that's okay. Like, she's still going to make income, and then she's going to be able to double down on some other stuff, and then the income will come back and she'll grow stronger. And we saw this during COVID. So like during COVID, a lot of things for people changed. Like, you had to come up with different income streams, or change the way you made money and move online, or do that stuff. And you saw a lot of companies that were anti-fragile use that, like Zoom, for example, use that as an opportunity to thrive and go. So that's something we think about a lot. And the other part of that is kind of diversifying your income, but also be careful with your expenses. So don't just start out with like a huge investment that you're going to have to pay back, and then have to make money, and this goes back to building the trust. You may have to say yes to some of these things that you don't want to say to cover some of your expenses. So that's the other part of it, is we've kept expenses low. We've never used money that we didn't have. So all the stuff that we buy, all the things that we have in the company, is just reinvesting the money that she makes.
Tip number 4, don't do it for the money. And again, this is another tip that I'm very passionate about, because I never in my wildest dreams thought that this would become a full-time job that I would be doing with my best friend and husband. And it's just such an amazing creative outlet. But I started it because I fell in love with the sport. I fell in love with a lifestyle that I wanted to promote. I wanted to share fit vegan recipes, my journey to the stage, in order to inspire others to adopt a more compassionate lifestyle. So it started from there, and it grew to this. So find your passion, find your niche, and something that you really enjoy, so you can like grow over time. But don't start it off with just thinking, I'm going to make money from this, because it's going to come off very disingenuous.
People see right through it.
People see right through it. Sometimes I'll be online and I see people like this that just want to start off their social media to make money, and it's really off-putting. And I mean, I get it. We all need to make a living. We all have to hustle, but there's a right way of doing things, I feel like.
This is so important too, because getting started, it'll help you to make the right decisions. But the other thing is it's a lot of work. Like, Natalie works all day, every day. And
no days off sometimes.
If you're focused on the metrics, or you're focused on the money, some days it's going to hurt. And I've seen it too, where I spend hours and hours like filming YouTube and editing, and I think this YouTube video is going to be it's going to hit. Like, it's going to be viral. I'm going to be Mr. Beast after this video comes out. And then nobody watches it or cares. And that would be hard if it wasn't that I just fall in love with the creative outlet of like, I just like to tell her story, right? I like to tell her story. I like to make videos. I like to do that stuff. And so you have to separate the results from the output sometimes, and just do what you want to do and keep doing it, and know that not everything is going to be a winner. That could get old. Like you talk about the content burnout.
Yeah, a question I get asked often is, what about content burnout? And it happens quite often. I feel like it happens in any type of job. Being a content creator doesn't make you immune to this, So it does happen in waves, but I do take a step back. It's important for us to schedule time and set boundaries, like no screen time after 7 p.m. and just make sure that you do take time off away from this. So that's why you'll see like the little Siri bursts, and then we take some time off and we come back stronger rather than just throwing, content at you guys that doesn't really help the situation.
So tip number 5 is more of a mindset thing, but it's important to have a growth mindset versus a fixed mindset. So we're going to talk a little bit about what that means. This theory was developed by Carol Dweck, and she talks about a growth mindset versus a fixed mindset. If the growth mindset, intelligence can be developed versus a fixed mindset where intelligence is static. But it's a lot deeper than that. Someone with a growth mindset would embrace challenges. They would persist in the face of setbacks. They would see effort as a path to mastery and learn from criticism. And then what I think is the most important part of the growth mindset is to find lessons and inspiration in the success of others. So really embracing the success of others, you have to see other people doing what you're doing, not as a threat, but support them, learn from them, understand that the rising tide lifts all boats, and that if you're helping out somebody else, they're going to help you, and it's just going to make the community better. How have you seen that kind of come to light in your career?
Yeah, for example, like helping a similar content creator that might be doing the same thing as I am, and they're just starting out and just helping them grow. You never know what full circle moment might happen when they're on the other side and they might have gone viral overnight, and they're like, you know what, Natalie helped me when I was first starting out. That goes such a long way. Like there's room for everyone in social media. So I don't think you should see people as threats. And some of these people have become some of my best friends because we have so much in common. We started from the same passion, basically.
It is really interesting, too, to see it from kind of the sideline of our friends growing together. And, we started with just an idea, or we were like brainstorming and kind of laughing about it. And then all of a sudden it gets serious and people are doing it as full-time jobs and making a living off of it. So it's really interesting to see, and it becomes way more impactful, I think, if you are celebrating the success of others as you go along in this business.
So the last tip is a bonus tip, and it's to just get started. I cannot tell you how nervous I was to just press play on my little G7X camera, but you just have to start. You have to start and get your content out there. Don't wait for the perfect time, because there's not going to be a perfect time. And you're going to learn along the way, just like we have. If you go to my first video, but don't go and watch it.
Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I am currently 10 weeks out from my next show. I am super excited to bring you along this journey with me and share you a few tips and tricks that I have learned along the way.
It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. I'm embarrassed, but so many of you resonated with that 28-year-old girl, and you love the video, even though I look back and I'm like, oh my gosh, the lighting was off. I'm like in the shadow talking, and it wasn't perfect. It wasn't right, but it was my journey. It was the start of this amazing YouTube channel, and you just got to press play.
It's really easy to sit there and analyze everything and be like, I need the perfect equipment, or I need the perfect situation, or I'm not an expert yet. Like, who am I to talk about my journey and all that kind of stuff? But people just love seeing the journey. So just start it. Like if you got a dream, just go for it. And you might not know where it's going to go or where it's going to end up. Like Natalie said earlier, like she had no idea we were going to end up having this business. It was just a hobby. Like we were into eating plants and like, hey, this is cool. Why don't we talk about it a little bit? And here we are a few years later. So don't wait for all the answers. They're never going to be there. We still don't know. We talk about it all the time. Like I'm about to retire from my full-time job. And it's like, what are we going to do with this job? What's it going to look like? What's the future going to be? And we have no idea, but it's fun just going through it. Like we said, you find your passion and you just kind of go with it.
So I hope you guys enjoy a peek behind the curtain and what it takes for me to make money as a content creator in the fitness industry. And I just want to say a huge, huge thank you to every single one of you, because I wouldn't be able to do what I love to do online if it wasn't for you. All your love and support, you guys watching all of these videos, coming to my shows, using my support links, or just simply giving a like. Like, I just really want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. I really appreciate you guys, and you know the drill. All you have to do now is like the video if you liked it, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're new here, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.